starts working as a housekeeper for these two Chinese ladies in the middle of nowhere. And throughout her experience there, she starts seeing ghosts.
I grew up in Hong Kong, so every year we have a ghost month. During the whole ghost month, we try to not go out until very late. We come home earlier because ghosts are gonna be, trying to find victims, trying to find someone to replace them.
The script came about because of my interest in the many myths and customs from all over the world. In particular, the Chinese culture has always fascinated me. However, I've always really enjoyed more of the sort of darker aspects. The ghost stories, the urban legends, anything with a supernatural appeal.
I lived on Taiwan when I was young, and everybody would have these giant banquets or tables set out for the spirits. That was one of the things that kind of stood out to me when I read the script, that it was very true to what I had experienced on Taiwan. People will burn things in the street at the curb, and so it's very easy when you are getting out of the car, you step on it, and it's really bad luck. And then people will curse at you, and your parents would say, oh, you're so stupid, you shouldn't do that. It's gonna bring us bad luck.
What I thought when I first read the script was, wow, this is intellectual. It's not a slasher movie, it's not about the typical things that you see in the horror genre.
It's a very atmospheric movie. There's not a lot of blood, there's no nudity in the movie. All these things are usually things that you must have in the horror movie, otherwise, it's not going to be well received. But I wanted to challenge the conventions a little. I wanted to do something a little bit different and just really concentrate on our story and do something that I, as a filmmaker, would be happy with.
I was excited because it wasn't, just a blood and guts movie, but it still had a fight scene, which was very exciting to have one of those. I never had a fight scene before.
Like, boom, yeah.
Punch her or just slap her? That was good because a woman will slap more.
Danny gave me a call and said that he's been working on a script and I was interested in it. Am I in it? Yeah, I said, okay, cool. So
during the audition process for this film, we saw hundreds of potential actors for the roles of Alyssa, Miss Wu, and Jacob.
I usually play kind of the nice boyfriend type, so occasionally it's fun to play the bad guy. So I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, this looks really fun. Get to be kind of the smooth bad guy who, is charming, but in the end he turns out to be, the psychotic killer. And then of course there's the great fight scene at the end, which is always fun to do. So it's fun to play the bad guy.
Even though it was a horror genre, it was more spiritual than horror. It wasn't blood and guts, it was more of an actual overall fear throughout the entire film. And that the whole prospect of acting in film where I had to live in that fear for so much was very exciting to me.
She blew us all away at the audition. She brought the character to life just like I envisioned her to be. And Alyssa is kind of a complicated character.
I liked the character, I liked the reason why she was leaving. An abusive relationship. It made sense why she would go and pick this place out in the middle of nowhere to work and to start over. I was excited by the entire journey she was going to take in this film.
What's interesting at the end of the movie is that she has completely arced from the beginning of the movie where she was sort of the innocent, likable, pushover kind of girl to more of a stronger woman at the end of the movie.
Well, in the beginning she's terrified of the rituals that the other characters are doing in the film, and then by the end of the film she's embraced that religion and obviously becomes something she believes in based on her experiences. She knows it's real.
Basically, Miss Wu is very special in a way. She doesn't know that she is bad. And I found a lot of layers in her, and I think it's, actors like to do these kind of things, discover little things here and there, and maybe you can make the role very interesting.
My character, Nicole, is Alyssa's best friend, and I'm sort of the voice of cynical reason. And I unwittingly give the information to where she lives to her boyfriend by leaving it on my refrigerator.
Don't fuck with me!
I play Aunt Jen, and I don't have any lines.
The Aunt Chin character was really interesting because she did so much in silence.
Aunt Chen is very mysterious and enigmatic, and she looks like she's up to something. So if you don't know her, maybe she can be a good person, but she can be a bad person. So very, very mysterious.
I think she's gonna steal the whole movie.
Executive producer called me up and said, hey, would you be interested in becoming a ghost? And I thought, I would love to give it a try. He just said, this is what we mean. He said, fine, I'm excited. It's something I've never done before. I will do anything it takes to become a crawling ghost. I was all excited to go. So they said, well, we also need to shave your head. Are you serious? They said, we need to shave your head for the crawling ghost. I was like, nah, they're just kidding me. Well, Tam, you did say anything. I said, well, did I say that?
Man, I changed my mind. We're not going to the movies tonight. You're going to make the chicks walk away.
Oh my God.
When we decided to go forward with this movie, we had to obviously find a location that would be suitable for this particular film, and we came across this just beautiful mansion in the mountains and was able to acquire it.
One of the things that really stood out about this house is that it was a full house on the top floor, and then downstairs was this full apartment. We used that downstairs area as the green room and craft services, and for the catering, for makeup, for wardrobe. A couple scenes were shot there.
I don't think this area has really ever been used in a movie. It was a kind of a remote location.
The house that we shot at was actually very unique. It was over a 6,000 square foot home. It had an enormous garage in which we built some of the sets in. Think directing is glamorous and hang out and do everything. Sorry, it's not. Even though we were technically still in the desert, it was absolutely freezing at this place, inside and out.
That's what I remember. Everyone was just sitting around being cold.
We got out there and it was like snow on the ground. I don't know, maybe a ½ inch it seemed.
It's the scene where I'm looking through the bushes at Mrs. Wu. We had to rush that shot because the snow, there were snowflakes actually in that shot. And I'm still thawing my toes out right now.
This is in the desert, Nevada. So we're like, oh my God, what's going on here?
I thought we were shooting in Vegas. So I'm thinking, it's warm all year round. And I get there and I'm wearing, jeans and a t-shirt and flip-flops. And there's a skiff of snow on the ground.
It could go from warm to cool to ice cold to a blizzard in a matter of a few hours.
It was crazy. I drove down the mountain into a town to get some food. We were getting pizza for everybody. And when I came back, in the short time that I was gone, it was a blizzard. I was just driving up the hill, and they called me and said, "Oh, you'll never make it. It's like snowing. It's like a blizzard here." But I said, "Well, it's too late. I'm in it." I would see cars like just falling off the road, so I just went real slow, and then I just got behind a larger truck. He just made some grooves, and I just followed his grooves, and I managed to skid down into the location, and we were kind of like trapped for the night. But by the next morning, they had snow plowed and we got out of there.
It's snowing outside. It's actually snowing outside.
We still have some more stuff to shoot, and we're not so sure what we're gonna do. We were supposed to shoot some mountain stuff driving around, but obviously it's a little bit of a mismatch. Could make it a Christmas movie.
The crew had long johns on and multiple layers of clothing, and they're still trying to warm their hands and drink hot chocolate. And and just stay warm. The actors, on the other hand, they had this paper-thin clothing the majority of the time, especially the girls. They would have these Chinese dresses on most of the time, and all of them were just very thin.
What should we do? Laugh?
Shake like you're cold.
Great.
When I make a film, I'm always excited during the post-production stage. This is the point when you can reshape what you've shot and really fine-tune and even sometimes reinvent your film. In particular, the music score has always been an area I focused on. Music gives a scene life and helps enhance the mood or emotion of a scene. For this film, I really wanted a fusion of classical and Asian instrumentation. Something unique to really bring the audience into Alyssa's twisted nightmares.
It was a challenge to compose for this film because Danny wanted something that's piano-driven and with Asian instrumentation. I like a lot of rhythm and percussion, so I tried to find a happy medium during the given 4 weeks' time to compose for this film. Before going into the studio, I already had a theme in mind, and I developed the theme using piano and a handful of Chinese instrumentation.
It's good to have actors on board who kind of keep people on their toes. I remember this one time, we were kind of, a little tired and stuff, and Rick comes in, all done up in makeup and blush and lipstick and stuff, looking like a transvestite hooker on Hollywood Boulevard.
They're saying, "You're so pretty, you're so pretty."
The scene which was most memorable was I had to kill chicken.
Just, and then you just really hard, and just take the chicken head right off.
Okay.
Okay? And then you just mess around.
But of course, that chicken was frozen chicken, whole chicken, and it was already dead. But I just felt so sorry for the chicken. I had to cut her neck.
And action. Cut.
Sorry.
Alright. Okay. And action, walking towards Alyssa. Camera follows.
So, Miss Wu-Tang, are you ready for the day?
No.
No.
Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
What's my name?
You're Miss Wu-Tang.
I actually don't have a name. I'm just Miss Wu. Hi.
Don't ever call me again, it's over! And I'm fucking over you!
I'm not a diva. It was fun. It's over. It's quiet now. Now I'm sad. I'm gonna miss everyone.
It's about 7:30, and it's a wrap on principal photography. And Marina's here helping.
I'm a grip now.
And the film's a wrap.
See, she's not a diva.
Shut up.
Okay, and action.
I was gonna kill myself. Then I got to thinking, death must be a really lonely experience. I don't want to be alone. I want you. I love you, Alyssa. We'll be together this way. No more lonely nights or worrying about the future. Death has to be better than life. Think about it.
Cut. Let's go back to one.
That crazy bitch thinks she owns most of the mountain. I'm not surprised you thought you were still on her land.
Are you the neighbor?
Yeah, I live just on the path here.
So,
What's your name?
oh, is that it? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you say something
I'm
about
sorry.
Ding dong. Okay, cut. Cut. Back to line.
So you're an author then?
Oh, sometimes. I mainly raise horses on my estate. Ah, sorry.
Really? He told me he didn't know her.
I'm not surprised. He's a liar.
Cut.
And blur. Oh, shit.
Cut.
You know what? Mei Ling. Remember now? I know all about you two. Wait, let's start over. This fucking sucks.
Noise.
Sorry.
That's okay, back to line. Cut.
When you can. So you don't want to go to?
Take that all again. Not fanatical or anything.
I'm not fanatical or anything, but I still go to church when I can.
When you can. But don't you...
Cut. Cut it there.
Swallow.
Cut. Cut.
Fuck!
And action.